Okay, so we've got a window sticker and a price here of 121,240 Canadian 2025 F-250 single rear wheel Super Duty Platinum. Personally, I like the fact that, there's not this massive screen here like most vehicles are having nowadays. All right, everybody, I've got a wicked truck here, 2025 Ford F-250 Platinum here in Agate Black. And I have to say, these Super Duties, I mean, they don't disappoint, especially when it comes to the platinum trim. Let's start right here at the front. We've got this beautiful LED daytime running light with an LED light there. As we carry over to the middle of the grille here, we've got this massive Ford badge here with a camera underneath. And then inside this grille here, we can see we've got some brushed aluminum pieces there. We've got Super Duty right there at the top of the hood. And as we carry down here, we've got your fog lights with parking sensors, as we can see. Now, one thing that I would probably get rid of is this massive plastic air dam. Obviously, this helps with fuel economy, directs, the wind underneath, but I gotta say, it's huge and it doesn't look as good, so I would probably just take it off. But you know what, overall at the front here, I think, the front is just so big and beefy. I like the lights. They're very bright too, especially at nighttime. So if you're looking to get a truck like this, the Ford Super Duty lineup, I think they're absolutely stunning. So that's it for here at the front of the Super Duty. Let's take a look underneath the hood and go over the engine option. So underneath the hood here of this Super Duty, we got the 6.7 liter turbo diesel, 475 horsepower and 1,075 pound-feet of torque with the 10-speed automatic transmission. Love the sound of the diesel. It's got a lot of capability when it comes to towing conventionally with a fifth wheel or gooseneck. And, it's not too loud. I truly would option the diesel out. It is expensive. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. But you know what? Overall, I think the diesel, when it comes to also values down the road, everyone's going to want one over the gas. So that's it at the front here. Let's take a look around the truck and go over the details. So let's take a look around the F-250. One thing that I truly love about the truck is these amber lights option at the top. I think it makes the truck just stand out, especially at nighttime. So let's start with the tire and wheel setup. So we are sitting on a really nice 20-inch wheel. I like the black face it's got with some kind of brushed aluminum inserts around. Tire size 275/65 R20 Bridgestone tire. You still can lock the hubs here manually at the front with that center cap. So really nice option to have. You've got the carpeted liner inside, as we can see. Now, as we come to the side of the fender here, we've got the F-250 name with platinum, and then we've got some venting here. Here is a tow mirror, black matched mirror cap. We got Ford there on the light indicator, and then we've got a camera right underneath. Now, let's get you a side profile view of what the truck looks like. This is a 6.5-foot bed, and you do get a step there on the side of the bed as well. This one does have the option to power running board. And as we can see, we get the 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel there on the bottom of the door panel. And you do get keyless entry only on the front two doors. But as we open it up, you'll notice the running board opens up just like that. Now, this is what the inside of the Platinum interior looks like. We'll start with the door panel. Really nice. I like this blue stitching here. We got some nice Alcantara, some wood paneling here, lock and unlock, B&O sound system here. They're kind of sharp. They're kind of like cheese graters. And then you've got some, storage there as well as here. So really, really nice, I have to say. Now, when it comes to the seats, we do have a max recline seat. So this is what this is for. Really, really nice, soft and plush, and it is real leather. I like this kind of blue Alcantara there. And then here you get the Platinum name there. We've got your seat adjustments there as well. Platinum here. And this is what the dash looks like. You got an upper glove box area here, right, which is nice. Super Duty right there. And then you have a lower glove box down below. And then you get some storage down below. But I got to say, they've done a good job. Now that's it for the front here. Let's take a look at the back. Now with the back here, we've got, again, that nice leather seating arrangement here. We've got some blue Alcantara right there with some more here, the Platinum name. Now these seats do fold up, so all you have to do is hit this lever up, and then the seats will come up just like that. You do get a kind of console down here that is lockable, and then you can actually put this down to make it more of a flat floor if you need to kind of put things underneath the seats as well. Now, when it comes to the door panel here, we got some really nice soft touch material. We got some wood trim, Alcantara here, blue stitching and piping, Bang & Olufsen speaker there, storage here and here. And like I said, overall, I think it looks really, really good, especially with the Platinum trim. Now we'll close that. Now here is what that back tire and wheel setup looks like. They aren't staggered, same type of tire and wheel. Now inside here, we don't get a carpeted liner. It's kind of more like a plastic, I would say. And then there's what that step looks like there on the side of the bed. One thing I also like with the turbo diesel is you get dual output exhaust tips, which is awesome. And this one does have the FX4. That's it for a side profile view. Let's take a look at the back. So in the back here of the F-250 Super Duty Platinum, we can see we've got the Super Duty name stamped right there in the middle. Ford on the left, nothing here on the right. I kind of wish there was like the Platinum name there just to show some indication of, you know, you spent over 100 grand on a truck. We've got some nice LED taillights here. We've got your bumper steps there in each corner. And as we carry over on the bumper, we can see we've got your parking sensors. Over here in the middle, we've got obviously your tailgate release. We've got your camera, and this is also a light to shine down at night to show kind of what's going on down there if you need to hook up a trailer. We'll push this, and this will come down ever so slowly just like that. Now this one does have the tailgate step, so what you do is you push this out just by clicking that in. This will come down, and then you've got your little railing here, if you will. This one does have that spray and bed liner. You've got cargo tie-down clamps, which you have to hook up, so they're in each corner, basically, of the truck. You've got your trailering connections there. You've got a light button, so we'll go around here. This here is your button here for your lights. You can turn them on. So you got one in each corner at the back here, and then one at the top. Now you do also get a camera there at the top for, you know, showing what's going on in the back there when you're driving, which is a really nice thing to have just so you know what's going on. Now to close this, all you do is push this, gives you steps. It's stupid proof. So 1, 2, close that. You've also got some numeric numbers here for some measurements, and then you also have some tie downs here just in case in each corner. Then you grab the step, push it in, just like that, idiot proof. And then what you can do is click the button if you don't want to lift it up, so it closes automatically. That's it for the back here, guys. Let's take a look at the seats behind the driver. I just want to say thank you to Kitchener Ford here in Kitchener, Ontario. Go see my boy Connor. He'll hook you up with a great deal on one of these units. All right, so hopping into the back here of the F-250 Platinum, we'll start with the door panel. Nice soft touch material here. You know, like I said, it looks really good. I like the blue stitching and piping, the wood trim, speaker, cup holder, then more storage. Nothing here on the door sill. As we carry over to the seat themselves, we've got that Alcantara here, Platinum name. We'll open this up, and then there's what the whole storage looks like. And like I mentioned before, you can actually lay this flat, so you can actually have a full flat floor. Now, the nice thing is getting inside, I have to say it is pretty, you know, high. You've got your handles here to help you get in. And then inside here, we've got your heated seats. We've got 2 USB-Cs, and then you've got your 120. And then you also have your cup holders here. But I am about 5'10", 5'11", and I've got a ton of room back here, even on the, you know, head side of things on the top. You know, you still got a decent amount of room. And this here is a full panoramic moonroof. This is what the dash looks like from the back, so I gotta say it looks really good. And then to get out, I love grabbing the handle here to help you get out. So that's it for the back here. Let's take a look at the front. All right, so taking a look inside the F-250 Platinum here, we'll start with the door panel. Really nice soft touch material. You got the Alcantara, some blue stitching and piping. Window and mirror controls here with memory seating. Bang & Olufsen speaker there. Some more storage down below here and here. You've got Platinum there on the door sill, and then you've got your seat adjustments here. As we carry over the seat, this is for, like I said, the max recline, so you can actually have these seats go all the way down, and then, you know, have a nicer area to kind of lay down. Platinum name there. And then as we carry over to this side here, we've got your automatic headlights with your tailgate lights and then tailgate release. You've got your camera lights here, dimness here as well for the inside. You've got your pedal adjustments here, parking brake, and that's pretty much it, guys. Before we hop in, let's take a look inside. So we are inside the F-250 Platinum. We'll start with the steering wheel. Really nice leather wrap steering wheel. We've got your cruise control settings here on the left with volume and Bluetooth. And then this here will control your front infotainment. So if I hit OK here, you're able to kind of add and remove screens in your My View. Then you've got your trip fuel right there, so you can have your trip fuel there. You've got your heads-up display control. So as you can see right there, that's where your heads-up display is. And then you can show, you know, different content or adjust it. Then you have gauges, which you can control different measurements and have different gauges. Really cool. Off-road, towing, status information, navigation. you know, the list goes on. So that's how you control it there. We don't have a blue Ford badge here, which is interesting, but you kind of got like a brushed aluminum look there. Platinum with some wood trim there at the bottom. On the left side of the steering wheel, we've got your toggle for your wipers and then your column shifter. Now, I already went over this stuff, but it is a telescopic steering wheel as well, which I like. There's actually a button there. At the top of the dash, we got a soft touch material, but this here is the indent for your heads-up display. We also can see we've got a handle here on the A-pillar, speaker there, and then some more storage there, all soft touch there. And then we've got the handle with the speaker over on that A-pillar. At the top here, we've got your exhaust brake and then your hill descent control. Now, here is your 12-inch display screen. Personally, I like the fact that, you know, there's not this massive screen here like most vehicles are having nowadays. Like, I know the Cadillac Escalade, beautiful vehicle, but now all these cars are having these massive screens. And personally, I just like it, you know, like a 12-inch is perfect, and then you got a digital display screen here. I even would prefer some analog gauges personally, but I like also too the fact that they've put your climate control buttons here, you know, your heated and ventilated seats with a heated steering wheel, and then this here is your climate control. And then over here, your tuning knobs, volume. You know, if you click your camera button, you've got different camera angles. I will show you guys your bed camera, the camera I pointed out, you know, out back. The quality's okay. When you are able to back up to a fifth wheel, it tells you kind of where you're lining up. So that's pretty cool. Then you've got your full 360 camera. So a ton of options there. This 12-inch display screen, you know, it's not new, but it works very well. You know, you got your audio, phone, nav, all your hotkeys are down here. But the nice thing is you can switch to have your map on a bigger setting. So you hit this little arrow, map will come here, and then you can have your audio here. You can also click these arrows here and kind of control whatever you want on this side. So there's that. And that's pretty much it for the screen, I would say. You can go to your settings here. You've got radio, you've got, you know, personal files you can have on here. It's just going to come down to really what you want to play around with. You know, I like this setting here, works good. You got your Pro Trailer backup assist here, engine stop and start right there, trailer brake controller, you get your 4x4 settings here. It does have a locking rear differential, really cool. And then this here is your drive mode select. So once you turn this, it will give you a little bit of a display here. So you got normal, slippery, off-road. So I'm going to move the steering wheel there. And then it will shift into 4x4 too, depending on the mode. And then we've got tow haul, and then we've got eco. So different types of modes there, but I like the animation. I think it's really, really cool. That's it for here. You've got a 12 volt here, and then you also have a 120. Down below, we've got wireless charging pad with USB-C and USB. And then you can actually close this too with some wood trim, which I think looks good. You've got that kind of nice blue stitching with some padding here, which looks good as well. You've got some storage here too, maybe to put some business cards, pencils, or pens. Over here, we got more storage. I like it says here F-Series, estimated 1948. Really cool feature to add. And you can add more cup holders too. Really cool thing that they've done here. You've only got 2, but you can obviously add 2 more. Now, as we get into the center console, I like this center console here. It looks good. We've got some blue Alcantara with platinum there. Kind of some gray stitching instead of the blue. And then this here will lift up. We've got a deep center console area, 2 more USB-Cs, and then, you know, a pretty deep console. And then we've got, you know, your coin separator here. I don't even know who has coins anymore, but it's there if you need it. And then at the top here, we've got your auxiliary switches. So we've got 6. So kind of makes you feel like you're a pilot in an aircraft here, just clicking random buttons. But, you know, you can put whatever you need, winch lights or whatever. And then here are your moonroof controls here with a rear sliding window. And then this is your sunglass holder. So guys, that concludes the inside. Let me know what you guys think. I think the Super Duty Platinum, you know, it's the top line of the truck, looks great. I love the tow mirrors. In fact, they can move in and out like usual, and they are power folding as well, just by clicking this button here. So ton of cool options on the truck. Let me know what you guys think. We got the window sticker out there in French, so let's go take a look at that and go over its options. Okay, so we've got a window sticker and a price here of 121,240 Canadian, 2025 F-250 single rear wheel Super Duty Platinum, and then these options. So, you know, we've got the turbo diesel, FX4, you know, some of this is in French and I can't read it. It looks like this is the moonroof. It's got some options, that's for sure, on it. So that concludes this review, guys, of the F-250 Platinum. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I think this truck is really, really nice. You know, the Super Duties never disappoint when it comes to looks, capability, and features. So that concludes this review, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.